Hi. Today we're going to study inequalities. Okay. Well, solving inequalities is very similar to solving equations. Okay. You have to simplify the inequalities, blah, blah, blah. Then the most important and the key point is sometimes you have to change the direction of inequality. Okay. Let me begin with the following example. Everybody knows that 2 is greater than -4, right? Okay, that's true. But if you multiply by a positive number, okay, 2 times 3 is greater than -4 times 3, right? It's clear because that's a 6, here's 12. Okay, still true. But what happens if you multiply by, that's why multiply by 3. Now, if you multiply by -3, okay, if you multiply by -3, you have 2 times -3, and here's -4 times -3. So you have to change the direction of the inequality. Okay. You have to change the direction of the inequality. Okay. Because this side is -6, the other side is already become +12. Okay. So that's a key point. So if you if you multiply the inequality or divide the inequality by a negative number, you have to change the direction of inequality. So here's a general formula. So if A is less than B, okay, and those two inequality equivalent, if A is multiplied by a negative number, so if K is negative, or AK, let's still have the same inequality. So if K is positive, okay. Right. So K could be, a fraction, then it becomes division, right? So that's the key point. Okay. If it's easy to make mistakes, you sometimes forget change the direction inequality. Okay. This is the first question. Let's take a look at -x less than 1, right? How to solve this inequality? Well, you multiply both sides by -1, okay? You multiply both sides by -1, then you can negative x, you have to change the direction. -1 times 1, right? So so you have an x greater than -1. So this is a solution. Okay. So how to describe the solution? There are two different ways to describe it. One is using interval notation, x greater than -1, so -1 from -1 to infinity, but -1 is not included, so that's just parentheses. Okay. Another way to describe the solutions using the coordinate line. Coordinate line is a line with a direction and 0 and the units. Okay. So -1 is here, but in -1 is not included, so use an empty circle. Okay. Then this is a notation for that inequality. Okay. Now take a look at the second problem. So coefficients are not necessarily an integer. Could be just like 3/2 x greater than 3. Okay. We have to simplify this inequality step by step. Okay, first of all, you multiply, let's say multiply by 2. Okay, so you get 2 times 3/2x greater than 2 times 3. Now you don't need to change the direction inequality because 2 is a positive number. Then 2 cancel out, you get 3x greater than 2 times 3. Then next step, divided by 3, right? Similar to solving the equation, okay? Then you will get 3x over 3 greater than 2 times 3 over 3. So common factor cancels out. The answer is x greater than 2, okay? So you can use the interval notation. It's like from 2 to infinity, okay? So let's take a look at the next problem. -1/2 x less than or equal to 3, okay? So this symbol says less than or equal, could be equal, so that's what this symbol is, okay? If you just less than 3, that's called the strict inequality. And now it could be equal, okay? So to simplify this notation, simplify this inequality, you need to multiply both sides by -2, okay? Now be careful, when you multiply both sides by -2, you have to change the direction in inequality, okay? So the left-hand side, -2 cancel out, just x. The right-hand side is -6. Now how to express it in the interval notation? -6 from -6 to positive infinity. But this time, -6 is included, so that's why you have to put this kind of called bracket. Okay. And how do you express it on the coordinate line? So this is 0, here's -1, here's -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So this time -6 is included, that's why you have put dots here, okay? And then go in that direction, okay? All right, now let's look at the more general inequalities. First of all, let me look. Yeah, this is an inequality, right? One example. Okay, you want to simplify. Now you can add or subtract a number, so a could be plus or minus c. The same as plus or minus c. Okay, this is called subtraction, okay, or addition. As long as you add the same term to both sides or subtract the same term from both sides, you do not change the, essentially do not change the solution of the inequality, okay? So let's take a look at example. So 1 minus 1/2 x less than or equal to 4, okay? All right, so first of all, this is it's complicated, right? A little bit complicated. So what they do is you subtract 1 from both sides. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to rewrite this inequality. Okay. So I change the color of my pen. So subtract 1 from both sides. You do not change the inequality. Okay, but what you did is simplify the left-hand side. 1 minus 1 is gone, so it's -1/2 x less than or equal to 4. 4 minus 1, so it's 3. Now, it looks like you move the 1 over to the right-hand side, but then you change the sign, okay? So I still keep a 4 minus 1 here, okay? Okay, if you skip the second step, it looks like you move 1 over to the right-hand side, then change the sign. Now, you can view it in this way, okay? You can view it in this way. So if you move the term from left to the right, don't forget change the sign, okay? So now the answer, then you can say it's a 3, -1/2 x less than or equal to 3. Then next step is similar to the above, multiply both sides by -2, okay? If you multiply by -2, you have to change the direction of the inequality. Okay, so Vx greater than or equal to -6. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you to do the next problem. Okay, 3 minus 3 over 2x greater than or equal to 1. Okay, please solve this inequality. Are you able to get the answer? Okay. Well, first thing you have to do is simplify the left-hand side, right? You can say just move the term 3 over to the right-hand side. You'll change the sign. Actually, what you're doing here is that you subtract the 3 from both sides. Okay. So you get -3 over 2x greater than or equal to -2. Then you multiply both sides step by step, right? Multiply both sides by 2, for example. So if you multiply both sides by 2, you get -2 times 2 is -4. Next step, you have to divide both sides by -3. Okay, divide by both sides by -3, then you have to change the direction of inequality. Okay, so this will be just 4 over 3. So the answer will be x less than or equal to 4 over 3. Now, if you want to use the interval, and this is the interval notation. Okay. I don't get any answers from you in time, but let's try this next one. Okay, I hope you can do that. It's going to be less than or equal to 5. Can you do that quickly? Okay. Okay. X is less than 1 over 2. Right? How do you do that? Subtract 4 from both sides, right? Then only 2x left. Right? And the less than 5 minus 4, right? Got it? And this side is just equal to 1. Then you divide both sides by 2. So x is less than 1/2. Right? The next one is slightly different. Okay. So try this. Yeah, find the best way to solve it. Maybe I put the less than or equal to 5. Okay. So yeah, take a pen, pencil, and piece of paper, and try to work out that step by step. All right, so let's see. So first of all, right, you subtract 1/2 from both sides. So the left-hand side is nothing's left here, just negative 2x. Right? So you have to combine those two. Right? 5 minus 1/2. 5 minus 1/2 is going to be what? It's going to be 5 minus 1/2, right? 10 minus 1, right? Right? 5. It's 10 over 2 minus 1/2. So it's 9 over 2. Okay. Okay. 9 over 2. Then you divide both sides by -1. Yeah, divide both sides by -2. Don't forget to change the direction of the inequality. Greater than or equal to 9 over 2 divided by 1/2. Divided by 1/2 is you put it in the denominator, right? So the left-hand side is great x, and the right-hand side is -9 over 4. Okay, 9 over 4. Crystal gave me the answer, but the answer is wrong. Okay, I don't know how she got this 12 over 5. And the 5 never go to the denominator in my computation. Okay. Right here, look at the you can look at what they did, okay? And right, can you find the mistakes you made? Okay. Now another way you can do is that if you don't like the fractions, you can simplify the fraction first. What you do is multiply 2 on both sides. Since 2 is a positive number, so you don't change the direction inequality. So you get 2 times 1/2 is 1. 2 times 2 is going to be 4, less than or equal to 10, right? Then you move 1 over to the right-hand side. You change the direction, change the sign, which is going to be 9, right? Yeah. Then there's a -4 here, Jessica, right? So you have, when you divide by -4 on both sides, you have to change the direction of inequality. Okay, so you end up with x greater than or equal to -9 over 4. Can you see that? Yeah, x is greater than or equal to 9, greater than or equal to 9 over 4. Okay. All right, let's do another problem to see if we're able to get it. Okay, 3 over 2 minus x greater than or equal to 4x. Wow. So there's another x, they're both x on, right? It's slightly complicated than above. Now, how do you simplify? There are a couple ways to do. You can put x on the right-hand side if you don't want to multiply by a negative number. So what you do is you add the x to the both sides, right? When you add x to both sides, this x is gone. So it looks like you move negative x to the right-hand side, change the sign. Negative x becomes positive x, right? Yeah. So 3 over 2 is greater than or equal to 5 over x, 5x. Then you divide both sides by 5, okay? So 3 over 2 divided by 5 is greater than or equal to x. Okay, so you simplify this a little bit. It's greater than or equal to x, or x is less than or equal to 3/10. It's the same. Okay. Yeah, less than or equal to. Good job. Okay. So even there is, if x is on both sides, that's fine. Then it just similar to solving linear equations. The only difference is you be careful when you multiply a negative number or divide by a negative number, right? Both sides, you have to change the direction of inequality. Yeah, good job. All right, so if you got answers, just post there, okay? You don't need to show to everybody. You can just show to me, so nobody knows what you got. Okay, don't be shy. Okay, but I really want to know whether you are able to solve the problem right now within the given time. Okay, so I'm going to change the setting to host only, so which means whatever you post, nobody else can see it, only me. Okay. All right, so let's see. Here's the next one. Okay, so we have 2 minus 3x less than or equal to 3 minus 2x. Well, if I set to the host only, it means I can only see it, other people cannot see it. Some students just feel shy, they don't want to show the answers. What about, maybe it's wrong, okay? So, but it's okay, you can tell the teacher, right? Yeah, so I can help. All right, so this is a problem, okay? 2 minus 3x less than or equal to 3 minus 2x. Another purpose is when you put the answers, other people cannot see it. So they're not going to copy answer. Okay, so it's funny inequality, right? 2 minus 3x is less than or equal to 3 minus 2x. Okay, can you do this? All right, so what you do is you move the constant to the one side, move the x terms to the other side. So we can do like this, move this, move that, okay? So this 2 minus 3 less than or equal to negative 2x plus positive 3x. Okay. So you have a negative 1 less than or equal to x, or x is greater than or equal to negative 1. Do you get it? Good. All right, our next problem, I'm going to change the type of problems here. The next problem is 5 minus 2, x minus 1 greater than 3. Okay, let me show you. I say that's still similar to solving linear equation. Okay, yeah, thank you, Kenneth. Good job. Okay. So first of all, you simplify the left-hand side. Now there are a couple ways to do. Let's do this first. So 5 minus, you multiply this out, negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2, greater than 3. That's the first step. Then you have a negative 2x, 5 plus 2 is going to be 7. Okay. The next step is you move 7 to the right-hand side. You change the sign, which is going to be negative 4. Okay. Then you divide both sides by negative 2. You divide both sides by negative 2, change the direction of an inequality. Okay, greater than becomes less than, and that's supposed to be 2. Okay, so the answer would be x less than 2. Good job, Crystal. Okay, anyone else? Nobody give me an answer, right? Let me show you another way to do. Another way to do is I'm not going to multiply this up because there's only one factor here, x minus 2. So what I'm going to do is I keep it, but I move 5 to the right-hand side. It becomes negative 2. Okay? Then both sides are divided by negative 2. Change the direction of the inequality, which is 1. So what I got is x minus 1 is less than 1. Then you move 1 to the right-hand side, you get 2. Okay? So if you only see one term containing x, then don't be in a hurry to multiply them out because that takes more time. Okay? Okay. So our next problem is going to be two 1 minus 2x greater than 3 plus 2x. Okay, I wanted to try, okay, first. And then give me the answer, okay, if you are able to type the solutions. Okay, Michael Pooh, usually you give me the answer, okay, I'm waiting for you also, okay, Kylie, Kenneth. We have someone with the Chinese name on it, in Chinese. I don't know who it is, but remember when you get on, log into the class, don't change your name. Use the original full name, okay? Okay, so Kylie, you just feel so first, just assume it's like a equation here, right? How do you solve it, right? You see the parenthesis on the left hand side, so you multiply this out. It's a 2, right? 2 times 1, and 2 times negative 2 is 4, right? That's the first step. Then you see, okay, you have x on the left side and x on the right hand side. So you can move all the terms, similar terms to this one side. So you can do that because I have a negative 4x, I can move this to the right hand side and then move 3 to the left hand side. Okay. Yeah, so 2 will be minus 3, greater than, right? 2x plus 4x plus, right? So this you will get, you see, Michael, you made a mistake, so you forgot to change the sign when you move 3 to the left-hand side. So you become 5, because 2 plus 3 equals 5. That was a common mistake, yes. Okay, so you can negative 1 greater than 6x. Then you divide both sides by 6. You will get a negative 1 over 6 greater than x. So or x is less than negative 1 over 6. Okay. Okay, got it? Yeah. So be careful. If you move term to the left or to the right, then it's easy to make mistakes when forget to change your sign. But if you subtract 3 from both sides, then you will never make mistakes. So this original one will be like that: -2 minus 4x, right, greater than 3 plus 2x. But if you subtract, that's the original, right? If you subtract the 3, then you never forget to change the sign, right? So because it's subtract. Okay, this is mine. I copied it wrong here. It's no negative sign here too. Okay, so that's why you get -1 minus 4x greater than 2x. Okay, got it. So yeah, the original formula just tells you just subtract the same term from both sides, or add the same term to the both sides. And we never say move the term across inequalities. Okay, but actually what they're doing here is similar to that, but don't forget change the sign whenever you move the term across the inequality. Okay. All right, here's another one. Okay. That would be 3 1 minus 2x minus 2 1 minus 3x. Okay. Less greater than well, this is going to be I'm put a positive here, greater than 1. Okay. Otherwise you can have no solutions maybe. All right, try this. The answer will be x is less than or greater than I don't know, some fractions. All right. So let's multiply this out, right? 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times -2 is -6x. Then -1, -2 times 1 is -2. -2 times 3 is -6x, greater than 1, right? Okay. So what you get is here 3 minus 2 is 1. -6, -6 is -12x, greater than 1, right? So now you subtract 1 from both sides, you get 0 on the right hand side, right? Now you have to divide by -12. If you divide by -12, you change the direction in inequality, which is 0. So x should be less than 0. Good job. Okay. So Kenny's, Crystal, Andrew, you all get the right answers. Good job. All right, so let's try next problem. Okay. We have negative 2 over 3, x minus 6 greater than 1. Yeah, just one term. Now, to solve this problem, do not multiply them out. Otherwise, you have to do more computations. Because x minus 6 is just one piece. So what you should do is you get rid of a negative 2 over 3 on the left-hand side. Okay? There are a couple ways to do. You can do one step, you can do step by step. If you do one step, that means you divide by both sides, then by negative. So 1 divided by negative 2 over 3, right? So that means that you have to put you can turn it upside down. That's be 3 over 2. Okay, that's the first step. Then, yeah, or you can look at it in this way. It's negative less than 1 over negative 2 over 3. This is just a number, right? Just divide both sides. Divide both by negative 2 over 3. But that number becomes negative 3 over 2. Okay. Then you move x to the left-hand side, so it's in 6, right-hand side, 6 minus 3 over 2. And after you combine them, 12, it's 9 over 2. So x is less than 9 over 2. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to do next problem. 2 over 3, x over 2, x over 3 less than 1. Yeah, please work out this. All right. Okay, good. So actually, you see, the equation itself is simple, just coefficients are complicated, the 1/2 and the 1/3. So my suggestion to you is just multiply by 6 on both sides. Okay. Then the left-hand side is going to be, right, is going to be 6 over 2 will be 3. 6 over 3 will be 2. Okay, less than 6. So x is less than 6. Good job. Okay. So x is less than 6. Now, the next problem, I have to give you a warning. Okay. This will be slightly different from other problems. The inequality itself is simple. Okay. But let's see what you can get, what you can conclude. Okay. So I see a couple of students saying no solutions. So first of all, let's do, okay, you multiply this out, it's -2 plus 2x and plus 3, right? Less than 2x. If you do not make mistakes here, you're going to get correct answer, okay? So you will get a -2 plus 3, it's going to be 1, minus 2x less than 2x. Next step, you have to move -2x to the right-hand side, right? So 1 less than 2x minus 2x, which is 0. This is impossible. Okay, impossible means there's no solution. Why? Because if there's a solution, then the inequality holds at the very beginning. Then after simplifying, you end up with 1 less than 0. That's contradiction, okay? All right, so the next problem is -2 minus x plus 5 greater than 2x. Now let me show you this step by step, okay? So you multiply this out, -2 times 2 is 4, and then plus -2 times negative plus it's 2x, and plus 5 and greater than 2x, okay? So -4 plus 5 is 1. Now this time you move and 2x to the left-hand side, the right-hand side, so you get 0. So that means 1 greater than 0. It's always true, okay? So always true regardless of the value of x, right? So more precisely, regardless the value of x. Now what does that mean? That means x can be any number, okay? So the solution will be all real number, okay? Could be a solutions, okay? The infinite many solutions here. Any real number is a solution. Clear? Okay. So let's do next problem. Greater than 3x. Okay, please do this. If you haven't posted any answers to me, and please do your best, give me the answer, okay, within time. Okay. You're given a minute. Okay. Enjoy. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Now let's carefully to simplify the inequality. 3 minus 2 plus 2x greater than 3x. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Right? Now when you do the homework, show all the steps, okay? Step by step. So if there's a mistakes, you know, when you or your parents check the answers, then they can go back to see where's the mistakes, okay? So you move 2 to the right hand, 2x to the right hand side. So that will be just x. So in other words, x is less than 1. So this is a necessary step you have to show. Don't just write down the answer and work on the scratch pad. Okay. Okay, so how about the next problem? 3 minus 2x less than negative 2 minus x. Okay, so Kelvin, if you're able to get answers, show to me, okay? Jessica, Edward. I have to ask a couple of students change their name, okay, in the future, maybe not this time. There was one student named 225, okay, and if you continue to do that, I will have to remove you from the list, okay. Aaron, Aaron, Aaron. Yeah, you have to put your last name on it too. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's look at Calvin. Do you have answers? All right, so first of all, remove the parentheses, okay, step by step, right? 3 minus 2x, okay, less than negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 times positive negative x will be positive 2x. Okay, that's the first step. Then you decide which side you have to move x. I see negative 2x on the left-hand side. So I needed to move to the right-hand side. Then move negative 2 to the left-hand side. So 3 plus 2 less than 2x plus 2x. Okay. So you will get 5 less than 4x. If 5 less than 4x, then you divide both sides by 4. So 5 minus, okay? So all x is greater than 5 over 4. Okay. Okay, so that's great. Crystal, I think there was a sign mistake or not. Y divided by 6. Okay. 5 over 6. This should be 5 over 4. Okay, so where's the 6th from? If you show all the details, you probably find out the mistakes, okay, by yourself. Okay. So now we have, okay, inequality sometimes looks a little bit strange, like it could be x over 2 minus, okay, 3 over 1 minus x and greater than 1. So this is actually the same as 1/2 of x minus 1/3, 1 minus x greater than 1. Okay, it's the same, just different way that you express it. Okay, so when you see fractions, so the best way to do is to get rid of fractions first. So you multiply both sides by 6. So 6 over 2, you get 3. 6 over 3, you get 2. And the right-hand side is also 6. Then next step is to simplify this. Okay, then you get 3x minus 2 plus 2x greater than 6. What I got here is a 5x minus 2 greater than 6. Right? Then you move negative 2 to the right-hand side, or you add a 2 to both sides. 6 plus 2 is 8. Then finally, x is greater than 8 over 5. Okay. Okay. But yeah, let's take a look at another one. 2 minus 4x is less than 2 1 minus 4x. Right? Well, it's a very similar problem, right? So it's 2 minus 4x less than 2. 2 minus 2 times negative 4 is negative 8x. Then you have to be careful, right? So it's 2 canceled out, right? So you move 2 to the left, move 4x to the right hand side. So you get 0 less than 4x. You have to divide both sides by negative 4, so it will be greater than, so x is, so x is less than 0. Okay. Okay. Now, in the last few minutes, let's try a slight different problems. X over 2 plus x over 3 plus x over 6, okay, less than 1. Okay. All of them are fractions, right? All of them are, just fractions. Coefficients are fractions. Okay. Well, all you have to do is you can take the common factor out. There are a couple ways to, when we know that 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1/6 is going to be 1. Okay, it's going to be 1. So all of them added together on the left hand side, just x is less than 1. Okay, because all the coefficients, so x over 2 plus x over 3 and x over 6, you can view it as like this: 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1/6 and times x. That's why it's going to be x. Okay. Now, this is a pretty strange. Let's discuss this. Okay, how do we solve this inequality? Okay, how do we solve this inequality? Yeah, can you give me the answer by guessing? Try. This is brand new inequality. It's not a linear inequality. Not a linear inequality. Okay. If we trying to solve this equation, that's easy, right? And x is the only solution x you can get is x equals 1. Right? You multiply both sides by x, then x is going to be 1. Okay, x is going to be 1. Okay, so let's see how to do. You cannot multiply x by, x could be negative, could be positive. Okay, so if x is negative, if we change it, so this is a little bit complicated. Okay, it's not like you cannot multiply both sides by x because you don't know the sign of x, right? At the very beginning, you don't know the sign of x at the very beginning. Okay. So you cannot just multiply this inequality by x. But we can assume that if x is as a positive, right? Let's do this. This is a x problem. Yeah, if x is positive, then you can multiply both sides by x. Okay, you don't need to change the inequality. So this is you get a solution x. We already know x is positive. Assume that, then you get x greater than 1. So this is the answer. But if x is negative, you have to, when you multiply both sides by x, right, you have to change the direction of the inequality. Okay, you can change the direction of the inequality. So it'll be x times 1, right? Then you get x is less than 1. Okay, so it's very interesting. If x is less than 0, x should be less than 1. Now combine that, x must be less than 0 because you already assume x is less than 0, right? And here, x greater than 1, if you combine them, under that assumption, you say x must be greater than 1, right? So the first case is x greater than 1. So that means this is the most complicated problem. So that means your answer will be, okay, x is less than 0 or x is greater than 1, okay? Let me repeat again. So you don't know the sign of x. You cannot just simply multiply both sides by x, okay? So you first of all, you have to say, assuming x is greater than 0, you multiply both sides by x, you end up with x greater than 1. So when under assumption x greater than 0, x must be greater than 1. So x greater than 1 is a solution, right? But under assumption x is less than 0, x must be less than 1. But you already assume x less than 0. So you get conclusion x less than 1. So then combine the solution should be x less than 0. So either way is above inequality holds. It's not necessarily x greater than 1. For example, 1 over negative 2 is less than 1. So negative 2 is a solution, right? Also, 1 over 3 is less than 1. Okay? X cannot be just between 0 and x cannot be between 0 and 1. Okay, that's the whole point. Okay, so x can be negative, but x can be greater than 3. But x cannot be between. If x is 1/2, this will be equal to, it's greater than 1. So negative 1/2, that's 1/2 is not going to be a solution. Okay. So sometimes inequality could be very complicated, and this type of inequality we're going to discuss in advanced math class. I just show you inequality could be more complicated. So be careful when you multiply both sides by something. That something must be is already knows the sign. If you don't know the sign, you cannot just simply multiply the inequality by some term like x. Okay, so let's stop here.